Hello class, my name is Brandon Lang, and for this week's assignment in Intro to Public Speaking, I'm going to tell you all a little fishing story. Been fishing my whole life. As far back as I can remember, I've loved to go fishing. I inherited that from my dad, and my son has inherited that from me. I have caught countless numbers of fish, way too many to even try, and several different species. A lot of big ones, a few little ones, and a lot of in-between ones. One fishing trip in particular is a story that I just absolutely love to tell because it's such an amazing story, and so that's the one I'm going to share with you all today. We were going on a camping trip to Boyer Park Marina. I was probably about 8 years old, maybe 7, and Boyer Park Marina is on the Snake River up in Washington State, just downstream from Lower Granite Dam. And this was our first time camping there. We were camping there for a weekend. I think it might have been a holiday weekend. I'm not even sure. At any rate, we we took the boat out and we were fishing below the dam because someone said you might catch some pretty big catfish down there. And we fished for a few hours, the wee hours of the morning. It was me and my dad and one of my brothers out in the boat, and I caught one pretty good sized catfish. It was about a 4.5 pounder. So to me, a 7 or 8 year old kid, that's a good sized fish. Sorry, I had to get the you try to go this way and the camera takes you that way. Anyway, so it was a pretty good sized fish, and we put it in the basket, and we decided to switch to a different spot. And the basket sits in the water. It's got a plastic lid that floats that holds the fish inside of the lid. Well, as we were going with the boat, the current pushed the lid open and my fish swam out. We got to the new spot, and I went to pick up the basket because I'm an 8-year-old kid that wants to look at his fish, and it was gone. I was heartbroken. I was 7, 8 years old. I was crying. Dad, that was the biggest fish I ever caught, and I was losing. Oh my God, it's horrible. And my dad tried to console me, say it just, I lost it for a reason. It wasn't big enough. I was going to catch a bigger one. We fished for about another hour, and we didn't get any more bites, so we decided it was time to get back to camp. Well, my dad decided it was time to get back to camp. I wanted to stay and fish. Anyway, we get back to camp, and I'm just in tears at this point, just totally crushed. I lost the biggest fish I had ever caught, and I was never going to catch another one. My dad said, listen, Bubba. He always called me Bubba. He said, listen, Bubba, you need to get up early in the morning. I'll get up with you. There's a bigger fish out there waiting. You're going to catch it, I promise. And so I don't know how long I slept that night. I didn't carry a watch, but I got up really early. I went knocking on the canopy window of the back of my truck. That's where my parents slept while us kids slept in a tent. And my dad was surprised to see me trying to wake him up so early. He said, "Go on and go, catch one, and come get me, and I'll come back down there with you, or I'll see you down there in a few minutes." So I head down to the dock all by myself, and I bait up a hook and I set it out there. And pretty soon I got a bite, and I went to set the hook and I missed it, and so I tried again, and it happened again. I had a real good bite and I missed the fish, and I cast it out a third time. It's still dark out. I cast it out a third time, and it sat for a good 5, 6, 7 minutes this time, and then my pole just bent in half on me, and I set the hook and the fish was there, and it seems, looking back, like it was eternity. I probably fought that fish for a good 7, 8 minutes. It might have even been quicker than that, but in my mind I fought that fish for several hours, and I was reeling it in, and I had to net it all by myself, and when I saw it, my eyes were the size of dinner plates. It was huge. It was way bigger than the one I got the night before and lost, and so I was just extremely excited. I got it into the net, got it up on the dock, and I was shaking from just sheer excitement. I didn't even bother taking it out of the net. I went running up to camp. I was screaming bloody murder for my parents to wake up so they could see this giant fish that I caught. And when I got up there, I was pounding on my dad was still asleep in the truck, and I was pounding on the window, "Dad, you gotta wake up!" And he gets up and he starts to rub his eyes, and he sees the fish, and I mean that was it. He got out of the truck, and he woke all my brothers up, my uncle, and had everybody go down to the dock. We all caught quite a few catfish that day. That was the biggest one of the day. It measured out at just over 8.5 pounds. It was probably, that big, but When I was a 7, 8-year-old kid, that fish was that dang big, and it was just awesome. And Dad was right. I was meant to catch a bigger fish. I did catch it that morning. As I said, my name is Brandon Lang, and I hope you enjoyed my story.